Each drop is really a take on how water is supposed to be life-giving, and also in very large amounts or very small amounts can actually deprive us of life.
The main message is that water is life-giving and supporting, but it can cause irreparable harm to each of us if we treat the resources and the larger environment badly, which is what we've done for decades. So as extreme climate conditions affect us daily, we need to understand on the most individual level how each of us have become instigators of our collective crisis.
In this climate conversation, we want to marry technology and art so as we could touch as many people's hearts as possible to bring awareness about the climate change. And we ought to do something about it.
The original poem was written to suggest this relationship that water can give us life and can take it away from us, whether it's through droughts or through flooding, and that we play a very important relationship. We play a very important role in our relationship with water. A lot of our actions with regards to our climate footprint eventually go back and affect the water cycle, and it's a very intimate relationship. We're highly dependent on water. So that was the original idea of the East Drop poem as is. The other thing about the poem is that I wanted a poem that could be broken apart and rearranged, because that is also part of the project. So, for example, it currently is in an order that supports Aisha's movement and dance, but eventually when we bring this out to audiences, then they can also, when they do certain actions, they can trigger different lines in the poem, and then that triggers the poem allows the poem to be rearranged, so that this intimate relationship you have with water can be interpreted in your own way.
Interacting with the code has been very exciting, very new, very stimulating for me, especially because it felt like I was dancing with someone. It felt like I had a peer, a participant, and also a viewer and an audience member all at the same time. I think what was lovely was to see the machine trying to interact, comprehend, understand, figure out the skeletal system and why and how it's moving like that. It also somehow helped me understand the motion a bit better. For me, it was like doing a duet with the machine.
We wanted to create a duet between human and machine, specifically between a dancer and the text of a poem, all mediated by the algorithmic responses we created using data gathered by machine learning. The tool we chose to use is posenet. We wanted to use posenet with the human, with an actual person involved in the art, because we thought that human-centric art is a little bit more, at least to me, interesting than purely machine art. By having the machine interact with the human, we have the creation of a duet, where the human is influencing the machine can also be influencing, if it's happening in real time, the machine can be influencing how the person reacts as well. It gives us something that wasn't possible years ago when things had to be figured out by hand. Now, posenet does really readily and quickly recognizes where the person is on screen and can be instructed. It can be used to trigger or manipulate graphics or sound. posenet returns the graphical coordinates of a video of a person's joints and could therefore be used to manipulate anything else on the screen, be it graphics, images, text. Everything is really kind of open at that point.
Behind the outcome of this project, the design is to allow participants to be engaged in various senses, from the graphic visualizations, auditory engage, to somatic movement. This experience allows the viewers or the participant to embody the lived experience. We wish to create a roller coaster of emotions as the audiences view or participate in this project, just as how we are affected on a personal level when it rains heavily, or when it's just a drizzle, or experiencing a storm. Just like how the soundscape is created in the dance.
The story we're telling is that water is fundamental to human life. There's interactivity between the dancer and the poetry, and the dance between the two, which like all pas de deux, need balance so that both survive and flourish. Our project will be presented on a website as well as a physical exhibition. One is where the audience can sit and engage with our dance performance, and the second where the audience is able to engage with the code, the words, the sound on their own and create their own experience.
I think everyone should try it. Everyone, not only dancers, but anyone who likes motion and movement. I think it's going to be quite a rewarding experience for everyone. It gives feeling to the machine. It makes me feel like the machine is a person, hence the duet.